Is it going now?
Yeah,
it's going.
Yep. Okay. All right. So, located under the tongue, and they're the smallest of the salivary glands. Sublingual. All right. Hard and soft palates. What do?
The roof of the mouth.
They form the roof of the mouth. And we probably ought to put that over here on the mouth somewhere.
I don't know your password, Cash.
No, 958.
Now it's on YouTube for everybody to know.
It's all right. As long as you ain't my baby daddy.
Hard and soft palate. Okay? It forms the roof of the mouth.
I still don't know how to play it.
Okay? All right. And then just to review, the accessory glands. The accessory glands include what? Now we know them. Teeth, salivary glands,
The
liver, gallbladder, pancreas. And in this case, when we're talking about pancreas, we're really talking about the exocrine function and not the endocrine function of that. Do you guys get that? Yeah. Okay, because some of these things you're going to see again, like liver isn't just a part of the digestive system. It also produces blood and different things like that, but it's not part, that piece, the blood piece obviously isn't part that we're worried about right now in digestive. Got me? Or did I just speak Greek to you all?
Yeah, say that one more time.
Yeah, so what I was saying is that some of these things, some of these organs, they have more than one function. So we might see them this time in the digestive, and then like especially this pancreas. You're going to see this here, but then when you get, have you done the endocrine system? Yes, I did the endocrine system with you. Duh. So you saw it in the endocrine system, and now this is more of the exocrine function of it. So it has an endocrine function and an exocrine function. All right, gallbladder. What does a gallbladder do?
Hold the bottom.
It's a storage unit for the bile, and it's pear-shaped, and it's under the liver. Okay, little green sac under the liver. Okay, I need some more cards. Okay. This is an accessory organ of digestion located just below the stomach.
The small intestine?
It's an accessory organ.
Liver.
No,
Okay, you said
it's just below.
the stomach. The liver? No.
Just below. Look in your books. What's just below the stomach, guys?
Oh, no.
No, it's an accessory organ.
The gallbladder? It has to be the gallbladder or the pancreas.
It's not the pancreas?
The
The liver is above the stomach.
It's the pancreas.
Okay.
Because the gallbladder is below the liver, and the pancreas is below the stomach.
So the gallbladder is above the stomach?
The gallbladder is to the side. So you have, okay, because I'm not an artist, you have liver, and then the gallbladder tucked up underneath here, and then you have like the stomach like this, and then the pancreas over here.
Why did you write so small?
Me? Why did I write small?
Oh, you just putting the initials. I thought you
Yeah,
were making
yeah,
a drawing.
no, because I can't draw.
Hey, babe, is the liver behind it?
No, it's like this. The liver is here,
Okay, there we go.
and then the stomach kind of is tucked like this. That's the stomach, and the gallbladder is like right there, and then the pancreas comes like this. That's the pancreas. I know I better label it or you're not going to make any sense of it. That's the stomach. This is the liver. And that's the gallbladder. So the gallbladder is below the liver and the pancreas is below the stomach.
Gotcha.
Okay? All right. So, what secretes digestive enzymes?
Stomach.
Hmm? Okay, but it's
The mouth.
really,
The mouth.
it's really these, the salivary glands. All of them do. All of these do. Just the salivary glands in general secrete digestive enzymes. And then,
It mainly breaks up carbohydrates.
right, and then down when we get to the stomach, that's when we get into the different kinds. Yes,
I thought one of them only did the mucus membrane stuff, like made the mucus membrane.
you're correct. It does.
Only two of them did
Two, which two?
What did you say they secrete again?
that.
Digestive enzymes.
The parotid and the.
Parotid,
Yeah, and.
parotid, and the sublingual. And what does the submandibular produce?
The
Mucus.
spacer over here?
The parotid,
And the sublingual or subramulase and the sub.
I can't hear what you're saying. You sound like you're stumbling over your
Because
words.
there's two types, in the salivary glands, there's two types of, there's the serous stuff that breaks down. Serous stuff that breaks down the carbohydrates and like your food, and then like there's the mucus stuff that helps it get through it. The parotid and the sublingual, create the serous, and then the submandibular, and then the sublingual create the mucus. The sublingual does both the serous.
That's how I'm telling you, remember I said it was
okay.
Makes both.
Wait a minute, I thought it was a subman.
Submandibular, sublingual, and parotid.
But
Which of
which
the
one
subs
of them
do
do
both?
both? I thought it was a submandible.
I gotta look that up, guys.
Submandible is a part of the tooth.
No, it's not.
It's not
Go back to
submandible.
sleep.
Yeah, the submandibular,
It does both,
mixed
right?
compounds of.
It's mixed compounds, so it does both. It's the submandibular that does both.
Yeah, submandibular does both. The sublingual only does the mucus.
Yes. See?
Thank you.
No, I'm scared of you.
You don't have a right to fail this next test then.
I'm
Hey,
kinda
I don't
scared.
plan on
Why
it.
did you say?
All right. Some of the things I want you to know too is there's three processes that food undergoes when it goes through the body. Okay? One of them we said was absorption, right?
Right.
But before it can be absorbed, it has to be
Digested.
digested. And so it's digested first, then it's absorbed, and after it's absorbed, it has to be
We
metabolized.
talked about that.
Okay? So it's digested, absorption, and metabolized. So just think damn.
Oh,
Okay.
wow, I like that.
Damn.
Damn!
Metabolizes, like, it's in the cells, right?
Yeah, metabolizes in the cells. That's actually where the cells get the nutrients, the potassium, the sodium, the calcium, and they have that exchange. And so just think damn. Digestion, absorption, metabolism.
And what is that?
And you just said the three processes.
That's the food undergoes three processes when it goes into the body.
Okay,
In order, it's DAM.
okay,
Digestion, absorption, metabolism.
okay.
Okay? Now, out of those three, which one doesn't exclusively happen in the digestive system? Metabolism, because
It's all chemical reactions in the
yeah, so that happens in the cells, really is where it's happening, right? Okay, so make sure that you know what your accessory organs are. Please, please, please make sure you know. All right. What is, and you should know this, y'all all better get this right. What's the main organ of digestion?
The stomach, I'm sorry.
right?
Stomach. The main organ of digestion is the stomach, right? Yeah.
And that's what about.
Okay. Oh, and some of the things that we didn't talk about is the layers of the stomach. Talk to me about the layers of the stomach. There's like 4 layers of the stomach, right?
Right.
Okay. Talk to me about the layers of them.
There's the mucus, the submucus, the muscular.
Oh,
And
The
then
muscularis,
Muscularis.
and
The
then
muscularis,
Yeah.
the,
cirrhosis,
one that sounds like saratoga.
Cirrhosis.
Cirrhosis layer.
the submucosa, the
Visceral
muscularis.
peritoneum. There we go.
Cirrhosis layer.
Okay, so it's not enough right now that you guys can tell me what they are. You have to be able to describe them. Okay, so I'm going to help you with that, okay?
Wait a minute.
So the mucosa of the esophagus is tough, stratified, and abrasion resistant. Okay? Try to say too much at one time. Tough, stratified, and abrasion resistant. And why do you think that is?
Because food has to go under it.
Yeah, think about all the types of food that we eat. We have bones that aren't all the way ground up. You know, when we eat fish, how many of us eat seeds sometimes? We don't chew up all or we don't deshell the sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds. Abrasion resistant. So it's got to be tough enough that whatever food we swallow, it's not going to cut it on the way down. Okay?
And that was the mucosa.
Of the esophagus.
Of the esophagus, that's what
And then the mucosa of the remainder of the tract is a delicate layer of simple columnar epithelium.
I'm lost right now.
Okay, we're talking, I don't know what page it is, but we're talking about the layers of the
That's where he talks about the esophagus.
Mhm.
For the esophagus.
the layers of
353
the
on the bottom.
alimentary canal is what we're talking about.
Okay, so
Under the wall of the digestive tract.
say that one more time. The thing you just described about it being soft and everything.
Okay, so the esophagus layer is tough, stratified, and abrasion resistant. But the mucosa of it is tough, stratified, and abrasion resistant.
Okay.
But the rest of it is soft and columnar.
Can you like write that on the board? Because that's like a healthcare word. It's like say what?
Okay, I found it.
Soft, columnar,
Because she's saying something I ain't read, and I don't
epithelium.
No.
I think that was right. Epithelium. I'm not sure how
I
to
know
spell
about
it.
the mucosa and so-
Please don't hate.
And I know that the submucosa is underneath the mucosa.
Soft, columnar.
But the part that she's saying about the rest of it.
ILI.
So she's saying all the rest of the other three, the submucosa,
She's getting to the.
ILI. I can't, oh, it's okay. Okay, we'll just keep it at that for now. You guys can look it up if it really concerns you. Okay, so, in the stomach region though, the mucosa is lined with gastric glands that secrete gastric juice and hydrochloric acid. And when it's empty, it lies in folds called rugae. Okay?
I think you need to repeat that one because that's kind of
Okay,
deep.
all right. The stomach,
Uh-huh.
so we're talking about the lining of the stomach.
And there's like first of all, there's 4 layers of the stomach, right?
Yes.
And we're talking about the stomach right now because before you were talking about the esophagus, and that's not in the
Yeah.
stomach, right?
Okay.
Well, wait a minute, because I still got a question on that.
Layers of the tissue.
So with the, as far as what you were saying, that was the wall of the digestive tract, the mucosa, the submucosa, and the malaris and the serosa. So you said the mucosa is a tough stratified, and you said the rest of
In the
it,
esophagus.
meaning
In
all,
the esophagus.
The esophagus is the tough and stratified piece. And then the rest of it is simple and columnar. Okay, it's just the top part. Because you gotta think about the part that's the least digested is the part that's gonna go in our esophagus. Okay, so that's the part that's gotta be tough. Okay, and then by the time it gets down into our stomach's got all those thick layers, and the layers of the stomach, that's where you have the mucosa, the submucosa, the muscularis, and the serosa.
Okay.
and so what I'm saying is, you saying that the submucosa is the tough stratified, and are you saying the other 3?
No, what I am saying is the mucosa, there's 2 different types of mucosa. In the esophagus, the esophagus has a mucosa that
Are you
is
saying
tough.
just the top of it is the
Right.
tough stratified, and the rest of it is.
Yes,
okay.
exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Sorry, I'm sorry I didn't make myself clear. Okay. So this is because there are questions on the test that are going to come to things like the muscularis is circular, longitudinal, and oblique.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's where wave-like, that's where peristalsis happens, is in the muscularis layer,
Mhm.
okay?
So that's all about it.
Okay?
You haven't read any
I
of
didn't
it.
think that was important. It's not
So
how
wait,
it
how
is.
do you explain the muscularis?
What?
Really?
How is it muscularis explained?
The muscularis can be circular, longitudinal, or oblique.
Okay.
And it is where the peristalsis takes place. All right?
Okay, so real quick, just to like recap,
Okay.
because,
So we're coming from the inside of the insides out. The innermost layer is the mucosa.
right,
Then you have the submucosa, then you have the muscularis, and then the outer layer is the serosa. And the serosa is the membrane that covers the outside of the abdominal organs. It attaches the digestive tract to the wall of the pelvic cavity
now,
by forming folds called mesenteries.
okay, now,
Which is extension.
Yes.
this is all 4 layers of the stomach, right?
This is 4 layers of the alimentary canal.
Yeah.
All of the alimentary canal have all 4 of those layers,
Okay.
including the stomach, because the stomach is a part of this alimentary canal.
It's right here on the study guide.
What page is it on the study guide?
The second page.
Okay.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that you know that, because just in my brief looking over the test bank, I saw probably 7 different questions that ask different things just about these different layers. They ask questions like, where is peristalsis found? What layer is it found in? The muscularis. Then it said things like, what is the layer that has circular, longitudinal, or oblique layers of smooth muscle? Muscularis. Okay? What is the layer that covers the outside of the abdominal organs? The serosa. Uh-huh.
I would've got it right.
Okay, and then it may say something like, what is the layer that forms mesenteries?
That's the
Serosa. So you remember, you know how tricky these questions are. They can take one piece of information and pull up 4 different questions from one piece of information by asking it forwards, backwards, mixing it up, and putting it out there again. Okay, so that's how you have to know this information.
So, I got a question.
Sure.
So the extensions would have to come from the serosa because it's not like they can intervene.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it only makes sense because the mesentery is right underneath the skin and the muscle. Okay, so once you pull back, then you're going to get the mesentery, the folds, and it is just like when you see it in surgery and they start pulling all of that out, you're just like disgusted, and that's on a skinny person. Can you imagine on somebody like me when they start pulling all that out and you're just like, dear God, put it back quick, because you just can't think that the human body can house all of that, All right. So you're following me so far. So here we are. We have the alimentary canal. It's got 4 layers. Starting from the inside out, we have the mucosa layer. All right. The esophagus is the tough, stratified layer. Okay. But everything else is soft and columnar. It's simple. All right. Only the esophagus is that tough, stratified, abrasion resistant?
I'm laughing because what I've been confused about is that you're calling it the alimentary canal, and it's the same thing.
Oh,
And so that's why I'm like
okay.
sitting here like, what the fuck is she talking about? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm
It's
with
okay.
You're with me now?
I'm with you.
You just
What
brave
the-
enough to ask. 'Cause I've been like lost as hell. And I'm like, okay, whose canal is it? And
But no,
where is this
that's
canal
all the
at?
same
You
thing.
know-
The GI tract.
Yes.
Is that
And
yeah,
you know
okay.
why?
I'm sorry.
Because
Yeah, you have to
the
learn that.
test refers to it a lot as the alimentary canal.
Okay.
And so that's why I keep trying to refer to it as the alimentary canal, so that when you see it on your test, you're not like, holy Jesus, where did that come from?
Yeah, 'cause I'm like,
Okay.
what is she talking about?
Exactly. All right.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. We got it together. We had one light bulb moment of the night, and that's worth it all. All right. So from the inside out, you got the mucosa. What's next? Submucosa. And tell me something about the
It's
submucosa.
underneath the mucosa.
And it's just connective tissue. Just connective tissue, okay? That's its whole job. Nothing else. It's just connecting. And it's connecting the mucosa to the muscularis, okay? And the muscularis, that's where it could be longitudinal, oblique, circular, and that's where peristalsis happens. And that's that wave-like motion that pushes the food down, down, down. Okay? And then on the outside, then, the outer layer is called what, my girl that's chewing her fingernails? What's the outer layer called? The serosa. I know I should know your name, and I'm sorry I forget. Christine. I knew it, but I just didn't know it then. All right. So, Christine says it's the serosa. So, Michelle, because I like you, tell me something about the serosa.
It covers the abdominal
Yeah, okay, it covers the abdominal organs, and then it attaches to the abdominal organs to the pelvic, right, the pelvic cavity, and it causes folds called what? My girl next to Michelle, what's your name? Cornelia. Oh man, I know you too. You came last time.
She's a Williams too, girl.
Okay, I'm sorry. You know what it is you know, I always see you like when y'all are desperate, which is usually right before a test, you know? So Cornelia.
Like a little bit of a always
Always desperate.
Okay.
Okay, so talk to me. What does it create folds called? Mesentery. All right, very good. All right, so then we talked about the mouth, and we said that the roof of the mouth was formed by two things. What are they? Hard and soft palates. All right. And the floor is got the tongue, right? And its muscles.
The frenulum.
And the frenulum that connects the tongue to the floor. Okay. Oh gosh, and then we have these little stupid teeth. All right. So the teeth have three parts to them. We have the crown, which is what?
The top of the
The top. It's the visible
Which is
part.
covered by enamel. The
Yes, you need
hardest
to know
tissue
that.
body.
Okay. And then we have the neck, which joins the crown to the root. Okay. And that's what's surrounded by the gums, right? And then we have the root, which sits into the bone socket in the jaw. What's your name? Ellie, you're so quiet sitting over there. Have I ever met you? I have? Have I picked on you before? I will now. just like, you know, you're so quiet. I don't do well with quiet, so. Okay. All right. I'm just messing with you. All right. So names of teeth. I'll look and see if that's on the test. I don't know at
It
this
is.
point
She told
if
us
it
it
is.
all.
Did she say it
She
was?
did say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't know what they do.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we'll get there.
Yep.
All right.
Canines is also
20
called
temporary teeth, also called deciduous. Okay, and 32
Permanent teeth.
permanent teeth. So 6 years is about the average age for first permanent teeth. All right, we said salivary glands.
3 of them.
We have serous type that provides salivary amylase but no mucus. And then we have mucus type that has thick, slippery mucus but no enzymes. Ooh, that sounds so good. Okay, so the parotids, we say they're the largest, right?
Yeah.
They secrete saliva that has mucus and amylase. Okay?
Really?
Mucus and
Mhm.
amylase.
And submandibular produce both serous and mucus type.
It's a mix. It's called the mixed compound.
Mm-hmm. And then sublinguals only produce mucus. All right.
Wait, you said for the parotid,
Parotid is both. Submandibular is both, but sublingual is mucus only.
Who would have thought that
I
spit
thought
was so
parotid
complicated?
only did the one.
Okay.
Yeah, I said
Parotid is,
water, serous, and saliva.
it says secretes saliva containing mucus and salivary amylase.
It says on here, but no mucus on the book.
And you gotta go by the book.
Well, this is according to figure 15-7.
15-7.
That's what it says in here. This is coming from the test. Just saying.
Yesterday, the mix of compound type WAM produces mucus from mucus cells and enzymatic secretion from serous cells.
Okay, so there you go. It produces both.
So just know that the subungual one is the only one that
Produces mucus. Mhm.
Really, because right here it says the parotid contains only serous type secretory cells which produce water or serous type of saliva containing enzymes, not mucus.
I don't know
gotta
what
go by
to
the book.
tell
I
you.
got it last time.
So where is figure 15-7 in the book?
I just read it. I just
So
read
the
what it
book
said.
is telling you two different things. Let's, okay.
15-7 is on page 358, and it says it
Wait,
right there.
before we get frustrated, let me just see what the test says, and let me just see if it's even if it's even a question on the test.
And I know I have to go by the book because that dropped me
Go by the
last
book. Go by the book.
with the stupid color.
Well, yeah, I agree. Go by the book.
Yeah.
But it's saying the book right there that it goes.
All right, let me just look. I'm gonna look. Ain't no shame in the game. I'm looking.
And it was wrong because it wasn't in the book. Because it wasn't in the book. And she said, oh, maybe in the next edition. So I'm going by the book.
I'm looking in here to see. Where is dentin found? Is it found in the root?
That's found in the crown.
It's found in all of them. It's found in the root, it's found in the crown, and it's found in the neck.
Dentin.
Dentin. And what lines each tooth socket?
It's a P.
Periodontal membrane.
What lines the tooth socket?
What lines the tooth socket is called the periodontal membrane. Periodontal membrane. I would ask Ms. Batten tomorrow to clarify because the book clearly states two separate things about which one does what.
Yeah.
Okay, in one place in figure 15-7, it says it does both. Then wherever you were reading from, it clearly states that it only does
And
one.
that was right below 15-7.
Well, it says in 15-7, schematic illusion of the submandibular glands secretory tissue.
What?
This
It lines the tooth socket.
Cells and enzyme secretion from the
Well, the
skin cells.
mixed compound, the mixed or compound type is a submandibular gland.
And what's
True.
found in all three?
That's probably it, what she just said is probably it.
What?
It's just the way that it's written,
It's poorly written.
it's just poorly written.
Because it says it's talking about the submandibular gland
When it
saying-
says mix
so
or
it
compound.
It says
So I
this
get what
mixed
you're
or
saying.
compound type gland produce mucus from mucus cells and enzymatic secretion from serous cells. So the mucus comes from the mucus cells, but the enzymatic secretions come from the serous cells.
Serous,
And
yeah.
it's just
Right.
really poorly written because it's bad English right here.
Yeah.
It's like talking
I
Mexican.
get what she's saying, cause the submandibular, that's the one that is called the mixed or compound, that's what I was telling you. They do both.
Okay, give me just a minute, because I'm just looking through this test real quick to see if that's even gonna be on there, because if it's not, I don't wanna waste time, any more time. But if it is, then I wanna make sure that we get it straight. But it doesn't look like it's on here, so can we all agree that that's something that we can put on hold and then come back to tomorrow? All right, so let's just keep going, because I wanna make sure that we get through the things that we do need to know. All right, because we do know that we need to know the 3 processes that food goes through in the body.
Yeah.
We need to know the order that they go through, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to know that the sequence of the small intestines, that's Dow Jones Industrial, which means what?
Duodenum,
Duodenum, jejunum,
and what?
ileum.
Ilium, right? Because I think of like the Iliad and the Odyssey. The Ilium, Jejunum, that just sounds like jazz to me. And then, right, Hey Jude, Hey Jude, right? And then Dedunum, that just sounds like like he's doing scat to me. So that's the only way I can remember this stuff, guys. I know you look at me like I'm crazy. It's all right. I'm half crazy.
Well, that one, that one does, I mean, ambulance.
Dedunum, Jejunum.
Okay.
Which one was that? We took a back that before we made it. But basically, she said before we did both except for that.
Okay, we also need to know. Okay, what did we say was the layer that has stratified and columnar mucosa? Okay, the layer that generates peristalsis,
Is the
Musculus.
muscularis,
thing.
mhm.
Muscularis.
The outermost layer,
serosa.
serosa,
Serosa.
the layer that contains blood vessels, nerves, and connective tissue. Submucosa.
That connective tissue, that was
Uh-huh.
the clue, right?
Let's see. What structure prevents food and liquid from entering the nasal cavities?
The
Cardiac.
cardiac.
Oh, no, the uvula.
The uvula.
I thought it was the uvula.
The
Hard
soft
palate
palate.
and soft palate?
The soft palate in particular.
uvula.
That's
Yeah, that's the uvula.
it's the soft palate is the answer to that, and that is what, when somebody has a cleft palate, they could have an incompleted form soft palate, and that means that when that baby drinks, it comes out of its nose. Because it doesn't form a closure over the nose, and it goes straight up out of the nose.
So the soft palate is.
Uh-huh.
The soft palate is the uvula.
Okay,
No.
the uvula is the hanging ball thing
Yeah,
at
so
the
you
back,
gotta know
yeah.
they're both names.
Oh, no, it says hanging down from the center of the soft.
Yeah, the uvula hangs down from the soft palate. It's not the soft palate. Okay, but the structure that prevents food and liquid from entering the nasal cavities
We better say
is
soft
the
palate.
soft palate.
It says the uvula and the soft palate prevent any food or liquid from entering the nasal cavities above the
I
mouth.
can tell you exactly what it says because I took
It's
a
on
test
page
online,
355.
and that was in the question.
Enamel
you,
is
it's a
found
both.
in the crown of the tooth. Dentin is found throughout the tooth. Enamel is found only in the crown of the tooth. You guys tracking me?
Yes.
Can you say that one more time?
Enamel is found in the crown of the tooth,
Right.
and dentin is found throughout the tooth.
She said enamel. It's on the same crown.
Oh, we said that already, never mind.
Dentin is found throughout the tooth.
Dentin is found throughout the tooth.
What's the
Okay,
mentum then?
Dentine, toothpaste.
Yeah.
Okay? When we're talking about the salivary, when we're talking about the salivary glands, which one of them has ducts that open on either side of the lingual frenulum?
The sublingual.
The submandibular. That's why I pointed that out, because it's going to be counterintuitive. You're going to see.
It's 10 to 15, right?
And you're going to see in the question, you're going to see lingual frenulum, and you're going to want to say sublingual, but it's not. It's submandibular. Okay?
10 to 15.
Mm-hmm.
Can you repeat the question?
Yep. The submandibular gland is the salivary gland that has ducts that open on either side of the lingual frenulum.
Okay.
What was that last word you said to that one?
Lingual frenulum. Do you know what that is?
Is that the frenulum's under
thing
here?
that
Right?
was extra tongue in the
The frenulum is that little string
under here,
that holds the tongue down to the
Okay.
floor.
But on both
Some
sides.
people get it pierced. You will see some people getting it pierced now.
Some people
And if
get
you
it
get that
cut.
cut, then the rest of your tongue comes out.
Yeah, Gene Simmons
Yeah.
got it cut so that his tongue would hang out and he could do that whole kiss thing. Yeah, nasty. Okay, so remember we said that the pharynx could be part of what two systems?
Digestive and respiratory.
Digestive and respiratory. All right. Tricuspids refer to what types of teeth?
Molars.
Molars. Tricuspids are molars. Tricuspids are molars. Tricuspids are molars. What are molars? Tricuspids are what?
Molars.
What are molars?
Tricuspid.
What are tricuspids?
Molars.
I'm just asking you because you know you're going to see it like 3 different ways, right? Okay. All right. So, what is the top part of the stomach? The top part of the stomach is the fundus.
Oh, right, the fundus.
After the fundus, it's called the
Body.
and the bottom part of the stomach is the
And if you know the words, what they look like, F, no, never mind. I was gonna say F comes before B, but that's wrong, so.
Okay.
FBP, right?
Yeah.
Something that I was reading in one of my husband's useless books that he has, but it was actually very good. It was a book about memory, and one of the things that they said is when you're trying to memorize a large body of information, there's 2 or 3 different ways to do it. If you can use shock value to it, so like if you're trying to remember things like how I said, damn, okay, when you say damn, that's digestion, absorption, metabolism, right? Well, damn isn't something that, you don't expect a teacher to say damn, right? And just when I said toilet paper my ass, y'all are like, I got that, yeah, you got that, right? So the more outrageous you can think of things to say, like, okay, I'm not advocating this, so people on here do not take this anywhere else. This is study session and not teacher mode, okay? But if you try to remember FBP, fun bitch prostitutes, or something like that, okay? Because the more outrageous you make it, the more you start to remember those things in your mind, okay? So now this is really, it's scientific, there really is proof to that. It's not me being vulgar, so please don't go turn me into administration saying that I was unprofessional, but that's really the more outrageous you can get it, the better off you will remember it. And then also the more sense things that you can put to it, like if you're trying to remember it, they say like remember things like as you're coming in your driveway. So you remember like you're going to put the fundus in your car as you're getting out of the car. You're opening your door and you're dropping the fundus right there at the door. Okay, you close your door and you're getting you're walking up the steps into your house. That's where you're putting the body. So you got the fundus and then you got the body as you're opening the door. And the more things, like if you can think about the slamming of the door, the feel of the knob as you turn it, as you walk in, the more sense things that you can put as you're remembering things, the more stuff you can remember. And these people are people that have remembered dictionaries. I mean, I'm talking like the Oxford dictionaries, the whole dictionary, by remembering things like that. So it is possible.
I do that all the time.
Okay, see? So if that's how you remember it.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's one of the few books that my husband has that I actually thought was relevant and worth something to read. So, okay, the bottom part of the stomach that joins the small intestines, what's that called? The pylorus. And then the sphincter that divides it is called the pyloric sphincter. Okay, so there's two different things there. The part of the stomach that joins the small intestines is the pylorus, but the sphincter that separates it is the pyloric sphincter. Okay? If that sphincter doesn't open up, then the food is going to back up and it's not going to go into the small intestines.
That's the hernia.
And yeah, exactly, and that's when people have to have some kind of hernia repair, or that person is going to start to waste away, right? Because they're not having any absorption. They're eating, and they're throwing up because, and then they're feeling tired all the time. They're not getting any kind of nutrients because it's only staying in their stomach, and then they're throwing it up. It's never going into their small intestines. They're never getting any nutrients from it, okay? All right. Now, this piece that I'm talking about right now, it is in the small intestines, and it actually helps. Oh, wait a minute. This piece actually doesn't help. It's one of the only pieces that doesn't help to absorb in the small intestines. Now, the things that do help are things like the villi, the microvilli, and another thing called the plicae, or the plicae. But this one piece, the lacteals have more of a lymphatic system. They're more part of the lymphatic system than they are actually part of the digestive system. So they don't really aid in the absorption process. The three pieces that do aid in the absorption process are what? Villi, microvilli, and the plicae.
And plicae those are also folds in the intestinal.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the villi and the microvilli for us ladies, they look like mascara brushes. Okay, and if you have ever seen those mascara brushes that are like for the luminous, luscious, lashes, and they're like really thick, and so they may even have like bristles inside of the bristles.
Yeah, the cat eye.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they look like. Okay, but they're like tiny ones, thin ones, but that's what they look like, or mascara brushes.
So what is the difference between villi, because they describe them as fingers, and microvilli?
Because if this is kind of how it looks. You have a plicae like this, right? That's a fold, and then you have villi like this. Okay, that's the villi, and then on the villi you have little tiny microvilli.
Okay.
It looks like
Airbrush.
what's the name from New Mexico? The cactus. Thank you. That's what it kind of looks like.
Kind of. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now what did you say, what is not part of it? Is the
Okay,
lacteal.
the lacteal.
Okay. It's not part of the.
It's not part of the absorption process.
It absorbs lipids.
Yeah, but it doesn't help with the absorptive surface area. All of this helps with the absorptive surface area, but the lacteals do not. It's kind of like the lacteals you have to pour into. It's kind of like a straw, where these actually go and grab, so you can get more surface area with the villi, the microvilli, and the fliccae, where the lacteals more are like straws that have to be filled up. Does that make sense? Okay, the sequence of the small intestines.
The duodenum, the ileum, and the ileum, whatever.
The duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. Dow Jones
The
Industrial.
DJI.
Yep. Okay, out of that, what part does most of the chemical digestion occur?
The
Duodenum, right here. It can be called the duodenum or the duodenum, just depends on how you pronounce it. Either way is correct.
You said the most chemical processes are.
Mm-hmm. The most of the chemical digestion occurs in the duodenum. Okay, what two ducts form the common bile duct?
Ooh, the H word.
The hepatic and the hepatic?
The G word. It's the and then the
The cystic. It's the cystic.
The hepatic.
The cystic and the
I do the
hepatic.
same thing.
It's all good.
I
girl.
do the same thing.
Because
That's how I remember it.
the H word is
Say it
what?
weird
The
like that.
cystic. The cystic and the hepatic.
Hepatic.
The cystic and the hepatic ducts form the common bile duct.
I just remember.
And the common bile duct has both of those in it, and then you both of either one of them can
I remember because it was on that list.
Release bile.
yeah.
Secrete bile. Yep. Okay. What's the function of bile?
It
Gets the waste out of your body.
It emulsifies fat and it removes cholesterol from the body. Can you write that down? Emulsifies fat.
What exactly is emulsifying? I'm just curious. I'm just saying.
Emulsify.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
You know how when you put a drop of Dawn
Yes.
into a greasy pan,
Yes.
and you can literally watch the grease break, scatter like that, and they scatter in little ringlets?
Right.
That's emulsification.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm talking about what Sierra said about
It eliminates cholesterol. Bile emulsifies fat and removes cholesterol.
And the one you said before that about the common bile, can you write that down?
Yeah, the common bile duct, hepatic duct, and the cystic duct.
I don't remember the stick. I remember the H, but that's when I asked you to write it down. So I see what
Yep.
it looks like.
Let me get different markers.
Gallbladder, storage towel.
If you guys want me to keep helping you, you're gonna have to buy me some new tools that work.
Okay. Those are the dollar stuff.
Common duct equals hepatic,
You all right? Here it is.
that's a plus. Okay. Okay. Okay, where does the ascending colon become the transverse colon? Where does that take place?
Right on the turn, right here.
Okay, so what's that called? That turn is called the hepatic
Yeah, that's right.
flexure. Hepatic flexure. And you need to know this. I'm going to write it somewhere.
I got that card.
Hepatic flexure.
It becomes a transverse colon after hepatic flexure or after it?
After the hepatic flexure.
I just
then
want to
it
make
becomes
sure
the
that I'm saying it
transverse
right.
colon.
At the hepatic flexure, the ascending colon becomes the transverse colon.
Okay.
Okay. And then at the splenic flexure, the transverse becomes the descending.
So we pretty much gotta know the pathway of the large intestines.
Yep. So you have the ascending, transverse, descending, and this is the hepatic, splenic. This is
The
ascending.
flexure is.
Oh, you mean the gate back here? 9 o'clock.
What, this gate back here?
No, just the
Oh,
regular
the
gate.
front gate, yeah,
Yeah, 9
9.
o'clock, we know, we've been here many times. They
Way
know us.
late. They hate me. Because I'm here, I push it all the time.
Do they wait for us?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they have to.
It's,
I can't close with
we've already gone there. We went there, bought property.
Why does the veniform appendix get called the veniform appendix?
Because it looks like a.
Because it looks like a worm. Because it looks like a worm. The veniform appendix looks like a worm. That's why it's called veniform.
It looks like a worm without like.
Yeah, I know. You're like, because it looks like a.
That's not right.
Okay.
And those are the nicknames for them.
Which two? Oh no. What are two extensions of the peritoneum?
The
Mesentery and the greater
greater, omentum.
omentum.
Something
Yep.
like that. You know what I'm talking about.
The greater momentum.
Yep. The peritoneum, the two extensions of the peritoneum are the mesentery and the greater omentum.
Right. So what I can remember, I have to like use weird voices and all this. I talk to myself, I'm like walking, and I'm talking, I'm using my flashcards, and people in the neighborhood
Greater
go crazy.
omentum.
You know which one it
The
is?
greater momentum.
Our neighbors just think he's a kook.
They all know me though, they're all like, oh, thank you for the test, I'm like,
Damn, that looks familiar.
Okay, enzymes. Why do we need enzymes? What do they aid in?
Proteins.
breaks up the.
Just chemical digestion. Period. Enzymes, we're going to get into specific enzymes in a minute, but enzymes in general enzymes
So am I right about what I
aid, huh?
Am I right about what I said though?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, you are. But you're getting specific, and right now we're asking general. So, in general, enzymes aid in chemical digestion. Would you agree with me? Yes, because now we're going to get into some specific types, like amylase. Amylase, where is it made? Well, we know it's made in the salivary glands, right? And where else?
Carbohydrate in the small intestine.
Nope, it's made in the pancreas. Okay, amylase is made in the ASP. Amylase salivary pancreas, ASP.
Say that again? Oh.
ASP, amylase salivary pancreas. Amylase is made in the salivary and pancreas, ASP. Okay, the end product of amylase is what?
Fat something.
Maltose. Amylase breaks down sugars.
You're right, maltose, I remember reading
Now
that.
maltose, yep.
Wait a minute, which?
The end product of amylase is maltose. Okay. The most abundant end product of carb digestion is what? What's that called?
Lactose?
Glucose.
Glucose.
Oh,
Glucose.
glucose is simple sugar.
Mm-hmm. The most abundant end product of carbohydrate is glucose. The most abundant end product of carbohydrate digestion is glucose. Now, the difference is that amylase digestion ends in maltose. Okay? Amylase ends in maltose. What's wrong?
We need to start another one.
Oh.
Because